what we ought to look at now is the possible implication for the New Patriotic Party in terms of their numbers in Parliament. Take a look at what's about to happen on your screens now, giving you a breakdown of the figures as we have it in Parliament. We ought to look at how it's looking like, because earlier the NPP, I believe, entered Parliament in this session with 88 individuals. That has been shot down by 1. So now the figures appear to be going down a bit further. Take a look at that on your screens now in terms of the statistics and the data as we have it for you in terms of how it is looking like and how many individuals will have now as NPP MPs. We'll get that for you in a jiffy, but it's looking like 87 is the number now. If Martin Yindam's case doesn't go through, then that will reduce the numbers to 86, going by the data that we have. That will mean another significant jump for the NDC in terms of their 2/3 majority, which they are already controlling in Parliament. So that's raising a lot of concerns as to whether or not, the NPP would be forceful in opposition in Parliament. These are the concerns emerging now that we ought to look at. So let me tell you about my guest helping us do the discussions for the morning. Ivan Kyei is a youth activist joining us in studio, but there you have the figures on your screens. 87 against 184, 4 independent on your screens right now. Just a holistic view of how many seats the NPP is controlling. So the blue section you have there is what's dedicated to the NPP now. So 87 as against 184. Then you have 4 independent persons. That's the figure as we have it on the screens. Then if the Yindam case doesn't go through, that 87 you see in the blue there would have to go down by 1. So it will make the numbers 86 now in Parliament for the New Patriotic Party. So that's how all of this is looking like now for the NPP. The NDC has 184. If they get to win the Pandai by-election, that is assuming without admitting that the courts would, uphold the decision, then it will mean that the NDC will inch up a bit to 185, giving them that threshold. They've gone past the 2/3 threshold, having a significant majority, and in fact forming quorum even if they have half of the number just showing up in Parliament. That's how interesting all of this is playing out. Already the 4 independent seats you have there in the black spot have decided to work with the NDC side. So the likes of A+ and some of the other independent candidates have shifted to the green side already. So making it 188 and possibly 189. That is if Martin Yindam's case doesn't go through. So that's the picture of how Parliament is looking like now. And so I'm just wondering what the NPP and their new strategy will be. We'll hear from Awal Mohammed, who's a member of the National Communications team of the NDC and NPP. Apologies for that. I was almost changing your party because I thought the numbers were reducing. So probably you would change your mind and just go back to the NDC. Is that what you plan to do?
No, I can't go back to the NDC. I was with the NDC, yes, but I cannot go back to the NDC. I'm fortified in the NPP, and I think
your signal is strong.
I have not really regretted joining the NPP, so I think it's the best party so far in Africa, not in Ghana alone.
Wow.
Yes. So,
in Africa?
Yes, in Africa. Oh. Yeah, it's the best first.
But how come you have 87 now in Parliament?
Yeah, the reason is that in any elections, there are setbacks. And not even in Ghana alone, even in the UK. You saw what happened just the last elections. So elections, there are a lot of uncertainties, and that's the reason we can see what we see today. But today, if elections are held today, Ghanaians will vote massively for the NPP.
Hey, Awa.
Look at this impunity. Look at what is happening in this country.
No, wait, take that point again. Take that point again.
Tell me.
What did you just say this morning?
I'm saying that tell me in the last 10 months what the NDC has been able to do monumentally that Ghanaians, when they voted
why
for
are you running away from the elections?
I'm saying that people voted for you to come and do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, you just said something. I want you to repeat.
I'm saying that if elections are held today, the NPP will win massively. Yes.
With who?
with Dr. Bawumia.
Okay.
Yes. And even whoever, because you see, when you check, you came with series of promises. Even the headline promise of 24-hour economy has not been realized. Nothing even has been done.
Okay, let me read possibly the fiscals to you. Inflation is now single digits.
Yes.
The exchange rate.
Yes.
Way better than you managed it when you were
11.
Yes, 11.
Yes.
Gold exports soaring. Yes. Fuel prices down. Oh. Well, you're saying you've not seen all of these things.
So let's start with fuel prices.
Yes.
Fuel prices rose as high as 23 cedis per litre in December 2022.
Okay.
And it came down to around 14.5. It means someone who was working on it. We started working on it before you took over. So when they took over, it was a work that we were doing that made it to come to 14.6 that today they are selling at 13. It's only 1 cedi difference between what we left and what they are doing today. You understand? Inflation, when you check what the IMF had said, looking at what we were doing, in December 2022, it was 54. Yeah. And we ended the year at 23. And in April, when it was around 24, the IMF predicted that 2025 will end in a single digit. You understand? So it is work in progress.
So you started it. If you were doing so well,
you understand? And
the gold so well, why were you putting out there now?
You mentioned, you see, the thing is that when the tide is against you, there's nothing you can do. Those days when we were talking about even gold, that we have been able to really accumulate gold from from independence up to the time we started buying the gold. It was only 8 tons that we had in this country. From independence. Then we accumulated over 30 tons.
Really?
Now the NDC came and met 31 tons. Then they started selling whatever we got because we had the reserves already.
This program. And you were supposed to use that for the gold for oil project, isn't it?
We did 2 things.
Yes.
One is that there was a gold for reserve. Gold for reserve. And we shot up the reserve from 8 tons to 32 tons.
Okay, so back to basics.
So when they came, let me just finish the gold. When they came, we had the buffer already. So the gold that they got, they could sell it. And that's the reason they were able to sell when they came. So it is not something that they have started. It's something that Dr. Bawumia started the gold for reserve with Bank of Ghana.
This is what I want to do.
Which other
indicator am I going to point to? You know what? Ivan, the numbers are dropping.
If you want to see the NDC's really their management, let's see 2026.
Ivan,
good morning to you and to Awa. Awa has morphed himself into early morning propagandist. Early morning propagandist, because you must be a magician to be in power for 8 good years, do all the magic and couldn't produce a single dividend that will keep you in power, only to lose power and then the dividend will just be
the work was being done. It was in motion.
That is a work of a propagandist. Don't mind him. I think what is happening in Parliament is quite unfortunate. But the ruling by the court, I think you don't expect the opposition party who has lost such a seat to be going about popping champagne or jubilating. So I think the reaction by the minority in the regard of this particular matter is understandable. But for me, I am looking at it from a very holistic point of view. During the elections, there are a lot of infractions which occasioned, but unfortunately because a particular party, the NDC, won, we all overlooked it and then we accepted it to be the order of the day. If we go back to 2020, some of these electoral infractions and malfeasances occasion around the country. A lot of people complain. Some of the issues went to court, and now the day we brush it aside because we live in a country where we appear to be kind of reactionary people. When issues pop up, we fixate on it, and then the following day we just go to sleep. And I think this particular thing should be a wake-up call to us, because if you look at the 2020 elections and you look around what happened in the various constituencies, the Electoral Commission engage in a whole lot of activities which resulted in the sort of this thing that we are complaining of. For instance, moving the coalition from the actual electoral area to somewhere Accra to do collation. Even some of the political parties were not involved in the secondary collation that happened. You understand? All these things tainted the credibility of the. Were you not here when some of the
which ones were that are listed?
No, a lot of them you are privy to.
A lot. Which ones?
You are not here to ask
the parties didn't participate.
So the reality is that our electoral system
but he's asking you about the specific case.
No, there are a number of them. No, there are a number of them. Yeah. The complaints came. I spoke to Abuaje, who died quite recently, Boasi, and I think his issue is one of them. And there are a lot of them he knows, and he's just pretending. So
Abuaje's case was resolved in Obuasi.
No.
It was resolved in Kumasi.
No, but
it was not.
Most of the cases were referred to Accra. You are aware. This guy, the minority.
You are not doing propaganda this morning.
Adwajiri is a classic example, and there are several of such kind. You understand?
It was the court that instructed that.
My friend, allow me.
Right.
So the fact is that
Awal just wants to be on a case this morning, but it's fine.
No, he started.
We cannot overlook the infractions, and we cannot overlook the fact that if somebody is dissatisfied with the outcome of the election, the person can proceed to court. And for me, what the person has done is within his right, and the court has pronounced the person.
Do you see this as an indicator that some more may follow? Because there are some pending issues still.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. That's why I'm saying that this is the opportunity for us to clear all these outstanding kind of issues. Because you see, we cannot just overlook it. These days, maybe we did not record violence as you may see as violence, but in the next election, we cannot predict what is going to happen. You understand? So I think this is a perfect opportunity for us to address some of these things, because if you look at the judgment of the court, he gave specific instructions to the Electoral Commission to go and conduct transparent elections.
Oh, transparent?
Oh, yes, to go and conduct transparent elections. This is an electoral body that has been mandated to do so. So for you to be communicated in that particular faction, it means that something untoward occasion during the election, of which might tainted its integrity.
On large scale, are you not mindful of what's happening to the NPP as the minority in Parliament? Because you need the minority for an effective democracy.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but the numbers...
But that is nobody's doing. I think if you are concerned about the numbers, let me take you back to...
You feel the numbers don't matter necessarily?
No. It's not just about the numbers. And
because now, effectively...
We cannot play sympathy game.
The NDC can have all NPP
exactly.
and activities...
So what we are witnessing today in Parliament is a testament to the fact about how the Akufo-Addo administration handled this whole country. You understand? At some point in time, for me, Ghana became a crime scene. Ghanaians were fed up with the excesses of the government, and they decided to punish the government at the polls. That is the straight explanation. So if anybody is peeved about the numbers appear to be a byproduct of the bad governance that was given to the people of this country. So if there is anything to blame...
If the elections were held today, the NPP will win, even at the national level.
No, that is a propagandist comment, because nothing has changed. Even in opposition, look at what is happening in Parliament. For me, if you look at the conduct of the minority in Parliament, and they are supposed to fact check and maybe just ensure that the government will be on its toes, you ask yourself, is that the job that they are doing today? Because if you look at the grandstanding posturing and the kind of belligerent posture that has been assumed by people like Afenyo-Markin in Parliament, you don't see the element of minority fact-checking or, checking the government of the day. They are just exhibiting some sort of, you don't even know how to describe the kind of attitude and the kind of language they are using. So for me, their job as an opposition, that is not even what they are doing in Parliament, you understand? So that is why people don't actually sympathize with them. For instance, during the vetting of the Chief Justice, as a minority, you were supposed to there and ask the gentleman all the questions that you want in the world. But they waived that particular option and decided to go, during the approval stage, to go and ask all the unnecessary questions at the time. And that resulted in a whole lot of scene in Parliament, which got a lot of people angry, you understand? So I think that the MPP need cool-headed individuals who will lead the party in opposition, because I keep telling people that when a political party loses power, you don't only lose power, you lose connection with the people. But as an opposition party, you might find a way to connect with the people, to be the voice of the people, because when a government is in power, very often because of certain unpopular decisions that you are likely to take, you to a certain extent, disconnect with the people. So that is where the opposition fills in and be the voice of the people. But that is not what the MPP is doing. Unfortunately, today, the government is in sync with the people more than the opposition. The opposition is being seen as some kind of a fringe entity that is causing distraction and confusion in parliament.
Really?
And, exactly, that's what they are doing. So for me, I think they need to sit their asses down, do sober reflection, and see their role as an opposition party and begin to act correctly.
Well, here's the thing. To test that, to do that litmus test, some are saying, let's go in for a by-election and we'll see if Ghanaians will reward you or give your MP the seats back.
Thank you so much. I think, let me just clear this, that when I started, I spoke to the economic indices. And he sat here to say that I did propaganda. I was thinking that he will also pick them one after the other and tell me what the NDC has been able to do. That's why I told you. He's the rep of the NDC on this show. You see, you don't call me a propagandist. Hold on.
You cannot invite me.
You cannot call me a propagandist after I have been able to do my presentation without you telling me where I did propaganda. That's very important. He is here to do propaganda for the NDC, no problem about it. But let me just go through to what he has addressed on the collation and so on. We're starting the topic with he has started already,
you brought
right?
your own topic.
No, I'm talking about
you decided
he
to bring
asked
your
me
own.
these questions about.
I'll just proceed with your point.
I'm saying that we are starting with Yindam, right?
Oh yes, that's what.
Yes, because he has. Yes,
obviously.
Okay. So what he said about recollation that was done here in Accra.
Yeah.
Certain things occasioned recollation in Accra and in the regional capitals.
Yes.
The reason is that in Afenyo-Markin, the NDC sent their bandits there and they burnt the Electoral Commission's office under the pretext that they had won the elections. Same as Akwetia, same as Suhum. Don't speak because I gave you. I gave you the time to. You understand?
Listen. No. You cannot just sit here betraying.
These are matters of public record.
Which court has indicted all of these individuals?
Who sent who?
That you're talking about?
Who's saying that?
Yes.
In Afenyo-Markin,
These are figments of your own imagination.
said that they had won the elections and they went on rampage. And they bent that the Electoral Commission's office. Afenyo-Markin, Akwatia, Suhum, in Sawam, Adojiri. In Ashanti region, they had to kill one of our boys in Mankraso. Yes, they killed one of our boys in Mankraso. And
what did you do?
You cannot sit here.
I'm coming. Why? You doesn't want to disrupt the show or what?
The question is about...
You want to disrupt the show. Why?
The question is about...
You have no proof.
Ivan, just a minute.
I'm talking about 11 constituencies that were recollated in Accra. And I'm telling you the reasons these constituencies were recollated in Accra.
The reason why we're asking that you provide some level of evidence is because Akwetia, the by-election, I covered the Akwetia by-election.
It's not the by-election. I'm talking about the main election. The main general election.
That's what I'm saying, that you provide us with at least some lead of evidence.
It's on my Joy Online. All the things that I'm saying are on my Joy Online. Because you reported it. I'm saying that 11 constituencies were in contention.
That is a lie, because my Joy Online did not capture what you were just saying. That some people send bandits, they kill people. That is a lie. You
can check that for us a while. Because your allegation is quite significant.
I'm saying that 11 constituencies were in contention after the election.
I get that.
The 11 constituencies, the EC took the decision to really move
the coalition
to Accra.
Right.
And I mentioned areas. And I'm saying that this is the position of the MPP.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, if you're ascribing that, hold on. If
you allow me to even land,
if you
can
allow you to lie.
Hold on. If you ascribe that to, if you ascribe it to the NDC without any evidence, that's where a challenge is.
Yes.
But if you make an open statement that, well, someone was killed, that would obviously be a fact, but you can't ascribe that to a certain group of people without providing evidence. That's the
You know, Kyei South.
Yes.
The EC official. NDC guys were on his neck. The video was there for him to declare. So when he was declaring, he declared that indeed 62 out of 100 and something polling stations, Baba Sadiq had won. You didn't see that too?
It's still in court, isn't it?
It is not in court.
Oh, the matter is not outstanding.
It was resolved. It was resolved.
Are you sure?
Yes, it was resolved. It was reserved. It didn't even go to court.
Are you sure?
It was reserved at the regional office. It didn't even go to court at all.
Are you sure?
That's why I'm saying that, you see, these artists, James Safeji and others are over there, so let them. I'm saying that I'm talking about your producers. Maybe it escaped you. Your producers.
That's what I.
That case is not in court.
Are you sure about this? I thought
Patrick Buama is not in court.
No, I thought it was a part of the last four.
I'm saying that Patrick Buama is not in court. That seat is not in court. They recollated and added all the polling stations and declared for him.
Are you sure?
That is one.
Okay,
Tema Central. Allow him to. Tema Central. We saw that if you don't declare, I'll kill you. You didn't see that too. You didn't see that video.
Who said
when the NDC man stood on his neck and said, if you don't declare, I'll kill you. You didn't see that video too. In Tema Central. So that was also recollated here. Oh.
No, but the topic is Pandai.
But you started by saying that somewhere moved to Accra to recollated. Do you want to tell me what I should speak?
No, I'm not telling you.
Did you bring me here to speak for the NDC? I am not speaking for the NDC. I'm not speaking for the NDC. If you're speaking for the NDC, that is fine. I'm saying that you started by saying that the recollation, the EC did some things, and that resulted to recollation in Accra.
Right.
And I'm telling you the reasons for the recollation in Accra is as a result of what your political party did in the constituencies, and they felt that the best thing for the safety of their officers there, they had to move it to a safer place. And that was what happened. And that was the reason they didn't even bring it
in this case of the Pandai situation, right.
I'm coming to Pandai. I'm saying that 11 constituencies that the NDC said they had won. They went and bent the collation centers. Almost all the constituencies. When they did the recollation in Accra, we won all. We won all, except Dome Kwabenya. Yes, we won all, except Dome Kwabenya. And even Dome Kwabenya, our candidate came to concede before the recollation. He conceded that he had lost. So it tells you that they went and bent those collation centers.
Wow, that's what, we
are on the ground and we're telling you that was what they did.
Analogy on TV.
But I was on the ground too.
People watching you are not gullible. You cannot be making some
because I covered the
argument on TV.
So I don't think I should be brought here for him to come here as an independent person.
You cannot be making such for the argument on TV.
And the point is,
you cannot be making such farcical argument on TV. People are watching you.
Back your because the claims you're making, you agree, are quite serious. You're talking about killing and all of that.
Yes, I am mentioning places and I'm mentioning that the MPP said that we had won that constituency.
Right.
And after winning, the NDC went and started doing all these things. After that, it was brought to Accra and recollation was done. And we won all.
So are you saying you're going to win Pandai too?
After recollation, that's one. Two is that in Pandai, you see, the NDC claimed they had won the Pandai after the declaration. The following morning, they went on rampage after they saw that they had won the national elections. It was not the same day after declaration. It was not the same day. They were doing the declaration and he was leading with over 3,000 votes. Then they raised issues with 41 polling stations. And they said those 41 polling stations, there were infractions, and the infractions amounting to about 500 votes. Marty Windham, this is not the first time he's winning that seat. He won that seat in 2012 when NDC was in government with over 2,400 votes.
You mean 16?
12. Oh. That was the first time he contested the seat and won.
Okay.
He contested the seat in 2012 and won when NDC was in government. That contentious elections that went to court, yes, he won that. In 2016, he won again. And this is the first time, at that time, that was the first time any person had won skirt and blouse twice. This is a typical NDC constituency, no doubt about it. MPP had never won until Martin Windham came in 2012 and contested and won. And contested again and won in 2016. In 2020, he lost. We know the reasons he lost. He went back, did all the work, and won again.
Now the court says it.
The history you're giving people who know it already. So what is the way forward?
The court, the reliefs sought by the NDC former member of parliament was that 41 polling stations must be annulled. That was the relief he sent to court, that they should annul 41 polling stations. Then the court went ahead to grant him what he did not really seek for. The court went ahead.
Well, when you say some of these things, it's a bit of a challenge. I mean, if you sustain the argument that some infractions happened with as many as 41 polling stations, would that not have an impact on the outcome of the election?
It will not, because when you check the votes, the star witness in that case said that the votes that was in contention was 500 votes. That was what the star witness said in court.
Are you saying that in the parliamentary race, it's simple majority, isn't it?
Okay, so I'm coming. So granted that the 41 was annulled, and it may have the impact on the elections.
Yes.
Why will you cause for the rerun of the 152 polling stations when the NDC they never told the court that 110 polling stations were a problem?
But the court has a discretion to exercise. After examining all the facts, coming to a conclusion that something actually happened. Yes, that is okay. I'm responding to you. No.
Can we have a conversation?
But you've spoken for almost 1 hour. Blessed. The fact, let us establish the fact that when you go to court seeking a certain relief, the court
has that power.
Has that particular power to exercise the discretion.
Looking at the evidence.
The fact. You understand? So don't sit here and say that because he did this.
So in 2012,
outside his remit,
Baba Jamal went to court. He won. And they said they should run 6 polling stations in Akwatia.
Yes.
He went seeking for 6 polling stations and it was run.
Because the court realized that.
Why is it right? You're not speaking to any fact. You are only being destructive. That's all.
You are
Let's have a decent conversation where I will speak for 10 minutes. I also speak for 10 minutes.
Why you to lie? Okay, here's what we need to do. Let me also point out that Rashid Chanko, Computer Director of Elections for the NDC, is also on with us. I have my in-studio guest. Probably you want to do your take before we come back to Awal and
it's being a nuisance on the show. I'm telling you.
You are a proper.
I'll give you the time. I'll give you the time. Let me hear from you.
Good morning.
Yeah.
From the way things are going and from the verdict or the ruling from the High Court judge at Tamale, I think this is a bad precedent because now in the next election, that's what I'm suspecting. In the next election, there are going to be more violence. If you know you're losing the election, just cause chaos. And then just cause chaos, and then people, and just go to court after the election. We also what happened during the 2024 elections in various constituencies. There were chaos all over. In 2019, we all agreed to ban vigilantism in this country, and then thanks to the former president, Akufo-Addo, who agreed that we should ban all vigilantism in this country during elections. Now, 2024, we saw whatever that was going on. I was asking myself, did we really ban vigilantism in politics in Ghana? I was asking myself. And then, now you are in court, you can cause chaos. The next day, file a case at court and win. Then I think we are setting a bad precedent. And also, from what you saw from the Kaswa MP, the Otsena East MP, Honorable Nakoyo, speeches against the allegations he made against Honorable Akumsin, and what Honorable Mutaka came to say earlier, later. Even diffuses all the allegations she was making, and now she's still working freely. Without being invited by the CID or whoever.
But in this case of the Pandai the elections, that the court has made a pronouncement that you ought to organize.
And that's just a precedent. Maybe in the next election, another court or another judge will also based on this precedent or this verdict, and also pass another same ruling. But what I want to say is that I want to make this clear. With the numbers that people have in Parliament, now we all know the NDC have their way. NDC will always have their way, but the MPP also have their say in Parliament. That's the minority. And with what the MPP members of Parliament are doing now, I think even if there are 80, there are 70, they can equally match over 200, or even if then the CMPs are more than 200 in Parliament, if MPs are about 70, they can match them equally.
All right. Any more takers? Let's do that quickly. Then I go to Rashid Computer. Yeah, come on.
Blessed. I think when Ivan comes onto this program, he's introduced as a youth activist. But
you have doubts about that?
Oh, yes, I have. But he represents the NDC. And when
even the NDC you're not here to tell.
Let's make progress.
You're not the host. Are you the host to check the other panelists? No, are you the host?
What is your designation?
You're not the host. Why are you checking the other panelists?
My designation is that I'm a member of AFA, a group affiliated
so,
to the
MPP. No, you are an executive somewhere.
Yes, he's an MP.
I'm an MP.
Guys, here's the whatever the case, you have a mix. Hold on. Whatever the case, you have a mix of NDC and NPP people in the audience as well.
You are the host. You need to run affairs.
No.
He's introduced here as a...
I get your point.
You don't determine how I'm introduced.
No, but that's how you are introduced.
No. So you don't determine how I'm introduced on this particular show.
You introduce.
I'm saying you can't take that away from him if he says that's how he wants to be identified.
Yes, that is how it is.
Yes.
But all his posturing here clearly shows that.
Oh, because I am not allowing him to lie.
So let's
how many programs are there? How many?
Even point out the single.
You didn't say.
Yeah,
there's none of Ivan's comments have sat on the program. No, don't cut my back off.
No.
That he sat on this program to defend the youth or speak on behalf of the youth, at least representing the youth voice. He's never, other than to
because I'm not allowing him to lie.
So which lie?
If you don't have
you point out the single lie.
I have
come on, just right to your point. Let's hear you.
I have a number of constituencies there that were in contention, as Awa said.
Okay, right.
Here they are. We have Domi Kwabenya, Okankwe Central,
and who has disputed that?
But you never.
Oh, we won all. No. You didn't even mention.
Guys, hold on. Just straight to your point. Yes.
Now, my point is this: on this Kwanda issue, you see, I'm happy that I belong to a political party that you cannot underestimate our resolve. In 1992, even against the might of Jerry John Rawlings, we didn't attend parliament, yet we stood against a person who had transitioned from a military regime into a democratic regime. So let the likes of Ivan
independent candidate,
and those watching us out there know that the MPP, even if we have 10 members of parliament currently, we can stand the might of the NDC, hold them accountable, and make sure that every single thing they bring to parliament, even regardless of the number we have, we'll scrutinize it thoroughly. So let no people underestimate the fact that our numbers are dwindling, or maybe there is going to be another elections there about.
Do you honestly think that you'd win the Kwanda seats back?
Oh, sure, we'll win it back.
Are you certain?
In fact, yes, people are beginning.
I just said it's a
people are beginning to
but
get disappointed with the posturing of the NDC in government, because now they are in government. They use Tagri to snatch some of the seats, and now they think they have the power of the state. They'll still use it and come after the MPP and snatch some of the seats. And I know the good people of Pandai will not allow the NDC to get away with this act they've done. Now, coming to the reliefs. Truth be told, part of the reliefs the person took to court, I think that's where I agree with Awal that this thing was about 41 polling stations.
Yeah, but I'm asking you that logical question, that if you have infractions in as many as 41 polling stations, are you saying that cannot have an overall impact on the outcome? That's the question I'm asking.
But the star witness in the case says that
I'm going beyond. I'm giving you, because the law works with logic.
We can't go beyond what was presented in court.
Yeah, but the law works.
How do we go beyond what was presented in court?
Okay, but I'm asking the question, that are you saying that if you have as many as 41 polling stations having infractions, that would not have an overall impact on the outcome of the elections?
The total number of votes, according to the witness, will amount to 500 votes.
Yes.
Tell me how that will affect the election.
3,700.
Out of somebody winning over 3,000 votes. If all the 500 were to be given to the NDC parliamentary candidate, it will still be.
But I'm saying that the integrity of the electoral process has been breached. Do you agree?
How?
Or if there are as many as 500 infractions, that's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying, that if you say it will only be breached that if the 500 vote will have some consequential effect on the results. Maybe let's say that if the 500 is given or is taken out, then maybe the margin that will be left might be some 100 thereabout. Then that one will all clearly.
You're assuming that you believe wholly what the star witness is saying.
In this case, the margin of victory is clearly wide, that nobody should even think of contesting. There is a grand scheme in place that once cases are taken there, they will ensure that things are done. Because this is
I'm coming. Because we don't have evidence for that.
That's why I'm we are in this country where the court said that 3 polling stations be run in Ablekmanov. We ended up having how many polling stations? 19.
Yes.
They should tell you the kind of grand scheme in place.
Okay. Well, some more takers before we go to Rashid, and I'll come back to you a while and the others. Yes. Yeah, go ahead. You have a microphone with you. Yes.
This morning, I feel very, very sad as a Ghanaian youth to sit in this studio and hear my brothers here deliberate on issues with their biased position. My brother right in front of me here, before he began his argument, he first of all introduced himself as belonging to a group that is affiliated to the NPP. Yes. But I believe that as we sit here today, let us put aside our political affiliations and let us talk to the issues straightforward. Talking about the issue of Panda, there is only one underlying factor, which is the fact that the electoral outcome of 41 polling stations have violated the regulations of the Electoral Commission. Awal, is that true or false?
Yes, that is true.
True. So that means the credibility of the election
of the 41
is undermined.
But you see, that's what I'm saying. The credibility of the elections, Awal, what do you think? It's been affected.
There is a precedence in this country.
What's precedent?
Polling station in Apotia, which the NDC won. That was what brought Baba Jamal to Parliament in 2012.
Thank you very much, Awal. But the
you understand? So you can annul this.
No, you don't tell the judge what to do.
That is what he asked for.
I get it.
That is what the NDC person asked for.
Let's proceed.
He didn't call for annulling.
Let's listen to the gentleman. Yes.
You finish.
Awal, please lower your voice and let us get to the issue straight.
So
he answered my question that the underlying factor is the fact that 41 polling stations recorded irregularities and violations. Therefore, we can say that the credibility of the election is in doubt. It means the voice of the people of Panda has been undermined by the rogue electoral official that conducted that very election.
But they're saying that limited to just what you have.
If not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, about 41 different polling stations, there has been violations, then it means that what about the rest?
But look at the numbers there.
Why should there
Let me make a point here.
Let them finish.
No. Let me make a point before he continues. If somebody says that the court, if somebody says that,
be patient for him to also have
allow. When I was speaking useful, to allow his
speaking for you.
Listen. If somebody says that the court,
someone has hijacked your saying, you're still calling my name.
Please, you know what?
You see what he's doing?
Just hold on. Let's listen to the gentleman, and then I'll give
you come here as a propagandist of a political activity.
Where did you pass before coming?
Is that particular place for
okay, gentlemen, hold on. Let's listen to the gentleman.
So yes, I believe.
We'll listen to him. Yeah,
I believe in the legal processes, and I believe that the NDC took the right step by presenting the case to the court. And the court has made a decision. As citizens, let us obey the decision of the court. That is as simple as that.
Okay. Any more takers? Yes, there's a gentleman there. I'll give you the time, gentlemen. I'll give you the time. Don't worry. I'll give everybody a chance to speak. Yes, go ahead.
So just a short comment on the Panda elections.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
I think that the NDC government has really, endorsed criminalities when it comes to our election cycle, right? Because looking at the reactions that took place in that very election, I mean the 2024 elections, mobilizing the youth and party supporters to vandalize the coalition center and all that, and now coming back to the court, contesting that very seat again, I think that they are setting a bad precedent, and we hope they don't complain in the next election in case anything happens. Can I please?
Go ahead.
Make
go ahead.
A point.
Go ahead.
Now,
just go ahead.
With even the numbers that they have in Parliament, let's ask ourselves, what exactly have they been able to argue and brought on the table of Ghanaians? They are talking about figures. Well, the figures look very exciting. They look very exciting, but it is not reflecting in the life of the Ghanaian people.
I see. Okay, here's what. Yeah, just land on that. Yeah.
Right. It is not reflecting in the life of the Ghanaian
in the audience.
People. What are we seeing in the market? The last time when the finance minister was in Parliament reading the budget, we heard him saying loudly that Anwa rice, whatever has reduced.
Yes.
I don't know the particular market that he went to.
Why your rice is not reduced?
Exactly. If you go to the market right now, if you go to the Kyei seller right now,
how much are you buying your Kyei?
Please, I beg you. I didn't interrupt you. Please, just. So what I'm saying is that.
Allow the guy. Allow the guy to speak.
So Mr. Host, what I'm saying is that with everything that they have in Parliament, they have not been able to implement or argue on anything at all that they propagated in opposition. Now we are still having people unemployed in the house. Where is the formula 133? Where is it? They've not been able to implement it with the numbers that they have in Parliament.
That's what I want us to do. Let's go online. Let's hear from Rashid Tanko Computer. I understand he's been with us for quite some time now. Alaji, thank you for your time. The point about, what the NDC plans to do now. Why wouldn't you just, you have so many seats in Parliament. Why wouldn't you just allow the NPP to just retake this elections and have their candidate back in Parliament? Will you contest? Are you campaigning if the seats becomes vacant?
Let me say good morning to you, and Awal, as well as Ivan and the audience in the studio.
Right.
I wish I could join you people in the studio, but I'm on my way to Pandai. I'll be taking off any time soon.
Oh, you're going to Pandai already?
Yes.
What are you going to do in Pandai, by the way?
Oh, we are putting ourselves together for the election. We are preparing the ground.
Why won't you wait for the court?
Well, the court has pronounced, so we follow through. We are law-abiding people, and then so we have to follow through the court pronunciations, and then the order has been directed to the second respondent to take appropriate actions, and then we are following through. But let me go straight to the point. My good brothers, your party is not helping you. Especially my good friend Awal is a communicator, but your party is not helping you at all. They have refused to tell you people the truth of what transpired in the court from January 2025, that is 25th January 20, when we filed the petition, up to Monday when it was ruled. They have not given you the truth. We filed with 14 reliefs. We're seeking 14 reliefs, 14, 1, 2, 3, up to 14. Not 1 hour. It's not one.
I spoke to the lawyer.
We haven't filed with only 1 release. 14 of them. That's what I'm saying. They are not helping you people. Today, I'm going to forward the written address filed by first respondent, which is the MPP candidate. Then, now MP, former MP. Written address filed for and on behalf of the first respondent by counsel for the first respondent. I'm going to forward to you. It was filed on the 14th of November 2025. And he made reference to our 14 reliefs, all of them, one by one. And he was going to respond to each of the reliefs, while the judge set aside the 14 reliefs. One of them is the 14, the 41 he's talking of. The 41 polling stations that we submitted as evidence of having violated Regulation 43 of CI 127. That is the enabling regulation that we use to collate parliamentary resource. Now, when you are to collate parliamentary resource, you use 2 types of forms. We have the Form 1C and the Form 1D. The Form 1C is the aggregation of all the polling stations, that is the 152 polling stations. You put everything there. Then you sum it up, extract the summaries, and go and put it on Form 1D, which is what we call the summary sheet, and use that one to declare. Now, in one of our reliefs, I'm going to read it to him, and I'll forward it to you so that they don't think that I'm reading
sure, you can, I'll share that with our.
I'll forward it to your producer right away after this. Now I'm listening to what their own. I'm reading from their own written address to the court, and they are making reference.
We want the reliefs first, so that we.
Good. A declaration.
He's reading that out.
I'm speaking from your reliefs, your own relief. A declaration that the non-compliance with Regulation 43 of the Public Elections Regulation 2020, CI 127, affected the entire results of the parliamentary election held in Kandahar constituency on 7th December 2024, thereby rendering the said results as void.
Okay, so you're looking at the entire outcome. The entire outcome.
Yes, at the entire outcome. That relief is there. That's D. Relief D. Follow order. Relief E. An order setting aside the declaration of the parliamentary election results, affecting all the 152 polling stations. An order setting aside the parliamentary results of Kandahar constituency for non-compliance with Regulation 42 of the Public Election Regulation this, and then an order directed to second and third respondents to conduct a rerun. Listen, a rerun of the parliamentary election in Kandahar constituency on an account of this. So
even if those two reliefs are granted, then it means the court can call for re-elections.
Beautifully. So you see, you send to court certain reliefs. The court will look at your reliefs. And the court in this thing, if you look at it, even the last one, we even ask that any orders that the honorable court may deem fit to make.
Our discretion is working there, yeah.
So that's another discretion the court has. So
I would like to come in.
We have all.
There's a question for you. There's a question for you from
when you check, there was no violation that occasioned the nullification of the entire results that happened in the CI 127.
No, can you explain that?
Yes, because you see, what the MP sought to do is that because he was not at the collation center in Tamale, and that was the only reason he said the entire result should be annulled, and that does not nullifies the results.
But are you saying, I mean, I will explain that.
I'm saying that I spoke to our lawyer before I even had a conversation with this platform on Wednesday. I was on this platform on Wednesday, and I spoke to the lawyer, and one of the lawyers was also called on the show, and he also explained
the lawyer who lost the case.
He's reading the reliefs to you.
The lawyer who lost the case.
And is that new?
Yeah.
Losing the case.
The lawyer who lost the case, and you were expecting him to tell you something different. What kind of argument is this?
Rashid Tanko,
I'm saying that in the reliefs, the NDC sought the nullification of only 41
but what is reading to us? Entire elections, if you say that.
He will only hold it for everyone.
You want to see that?
Exactly. But I'm saying that
we'll get down the screen.
They went seeking for only 41. But then they said, I'm coming.
Yeah, okay.
In the same relief, they said that because he was not present at the collation center in Tamale.
Who was not present? Hold on, Ivan, hold on.
The NDC candidate was not present.
Okay, yes, Rashid, yes,
please. You say you are truncating me. I told you I'm truncating.
You know what? Sorry, Rashid.
My brother, there was no relief because we're not present in Tamale.
How can that be a relief?
There's nothing like that. We don't have any relief like that.
It is there. It is part of
it. Which part? If you have the document, just
I don't know where you are getting it from.
No, he's sending that. If you also have your document,
I'm telling you.
Yes, yeah, right.
We have our 14 reliefs here. Your own lawyer made reference to it in his written submissions. And I've just quoted copiously from the submission of your own written address.
Your lawyer's
and I'm telling you that,
so that at least
we don't have. You see, we have to educate the general public appropriately and let them understand this. We should take out propaganda of this. And then when it comes to propaganda, I know MPP, you are masters of it. But let's face the facts.
The truth of the matter is
propaganda
secretary in our party. You who had propaganda secretary in our party.
Please, can we?
No, Rashid, just go ahead. You're the one who has the floor now. Yes, you have the floor now.
Let's sanitize it.
You have the floor. You have the floor. Just go ahead. Yes.
Now, what I'm saying is that these reliefs that we sent to the High Court, some of the reliefs were denied. Some were denied, and some were upheld. We are all waiting for the final ruling to come out, and then we'll see which of the areas that the trial judge used to ask that there should be a rerun, because we seek for the rerun. We ask for it, and we ask that the fact that Regulation 43 of CI 127 was violated, was not followed through, Look, I have the proceeding. I can even forward the proceedings of the court to you too. And the proceedings was very clear. When questions were thrown at the second respondent, which is the Electoral Commission, when they are talking about this violence and all that, the Electoral Commission officer who came in there, who was cross-examined, could not identify his own videos that he brought as exhibit. So for somebody to think that the violence was occasioned by NDC, in court, there was nothing like that. They all ran away from that through cross-examination. They cross-examined the gentleman when he was trying to say that our petitioner led a team to come and vandalize the place. He denied it in all his whole truth. And that's why we say that when God wants to kill you, he first makes you mad. When you become mad, then he now leads you to the death. And that's why they brought the same videos. When they were cross-examined on the same video, they deny knowledge of certain things in that video again. So you see, these are the things. When you can speak outside the way you are speaking, but when it is court, speak proof. Speak proof.
I was asking
that we've been following through this.
Yeah, I was asking the question earlier that don't you have more than enough seats in Parliament, Rashid Tanko?
The truth of the matter is that parliamentary democracy is about representation. It's not about numbers. It's about representation. You are representing a group of people in a particular constituency. So they will decide who they want, and they do the decision through voting. That's how they exercise their expressions.
I'm asking the question because take a look at Tamale Central, for instance, when that unfortunate incident happened. You had your brothers in the NPP saying, you know what, we just don't want to be a part of this exercise. Just grab your seats back. Why would you do the same for Machu Nyinam?
This is not the first time a political party chicken out from contesting parliamentary election. You remember the by-election at Ejisu? We didn't participate. NDC didn't participate. We all do our calculations. Political parties do their calculations before they go into elections. When they were doing the by-election at Ejisu, when my good friend, may he rest in perfect peace, died, we didn't go there. We allowed them. We did our own calculation and realized that no, there was no need for us to.
Which means you're aiming at winning the Pandai seat. You believe you can win that?
And that's what I'm telling you. When we do our calculation, we know we are going to win. We need the people proper representation there, and then we are going in strongly. As I speak now, I have my team in there. We are doing the groundwork. They are there talking and doing press conferences. This is how they would lose election, and then they'll come back and be crying foul. Just let us go there. It's a beautiful game. I like it when we are together in the game business and selling our ideas to the people, what we can do for them and all that. Then we can have a very peaceful process. We did it at Kotia here recently. We went there. Both of us were there. It was lovely. When they said they were leading us by some 2,000 votes, and I always pointed out to them that, look, you use a rigging machinery. The NPP, they have an appetite of rigging election. And we have appetite of catching them. That's the fact. And I did it several. I told them that election was rigged by 2,000 votes. And we demonstrated it. When we went to Akotia, did you see that vote again? Did you see there are 2,000 votes? Did you see it emanating? It was a rigged one. So then they sit down here and they're talking about some 3,000 votes. Let me tell you, we demonstrated in court that these 3,000 things that they are talking of were all rigged votes. That's why it should be nullified. All the 152 polling stations should be nullified. The 41 was just exhibit to show how the rigging machinery was put in motion. The 41, it wasn't that we're asking for only 41 to be nullified.
Right.
That's what we are telling them. And I'm telling them that, look, this verdict, look, they are wasting their time. They should go and prepare themselves. Because wherever they are going, we are going to follow them. We have the evidence. We will follow them through to the court and make sure that as for Monday, the gentleman who ceased to be an MP on Monday, I'm telling them, we know what they have found. You are the minority leader was in court yesterday, Parliament yesterday, asking for the ruling. You don't have the ruling yet. You went ahead and filed. What kind of hypocrisy is that? They have already filed. You have filed an appeal. So why are you asking for a ruling? If you don't know the ruling, why then were you filing? What are you filing? On what grounds are you filing? And then we went ahead and filed a notice of a motion of stay of execution.
Okay.
They granted them 17th December to come and move that motion. So on Monday, he ceases to be an MP.
Yeah, because
until 17th December, he will go to court to move his motion for whether to find out whether he will continue to be there or not.
Okay.
For now, by Tuesday, the seat is completely vacant. and we will make sure that we call on the Electoral Commission to fix date for the elections, and we'll move ahead. We are doing our work over there.
The NDC says they'll go ahead and campaign.
Yes,
are you ready?
They can go ahead
and come to think of it, if Matthew Nyindam is that strong, winning the seats for more than twice, why not go through the process again and just have him win?
So in 2024, some people queued and voted for him. Okay. And he won with 3,700 votes. After that, some people argued that there were infractions in 41 polling stations, and they wanted the court to declare those 41 null and void. Again, they raised the issue. I still insist that they raised the issue that the MP was not at the collation center in Tamale. And that is the reason. If you have your
documents, you can just read them.
I'm reading from my Joy online.
I'm just saying.
I'm coming. So what he's saying is not true. That they did not say that the MP was not there. This is according to the lawyer who spoke to Joy News. He said,
the lawyer written address is here. You are talking.
You are a lawyer. Your lawyer spoke to Joy News and said that he argued in court that because the MP was not in Tamale. This is something that he spoke to Joy News and he said that.
Tamale, so what?
So the entire elections must be annulled.
Read the
come on.
But I am.
I think we are turning the show into something.
Lawyer for the NDC's Daniel Wakpal, speaking after the court proceeding, insisted that the case was very simple, arguing that the Electoral Commission district officer acted in breach of the law and denied the client the right to participate fully in the coalition process.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm coming.
Yeah, okay.
I'm coming. He explained that the EC unlawfully relocated the coalition center without notifying the candidates, preventing the NDC candidate from exercising his rights, including asking for recounts and challenging the irregularities. So let's stand here. The NDC youth organizer, I'm coming. Okay. The NDC youth organizer for Pandai was at the coalition center.
Okay, but can I ask you?
He was the rep and an assign of the MP because the MP knew he had lost the elections. He did not go to Tamale.
You just had,
and that is the reason we're saying that if the court is minded, you annul only the 41 because the absence of the MP at the coalition center doesn't nullify the entire
You just had Rashid read out the reliefs to you.
He did not. He's reading from his book that he has written.
This is telling to you. Because we'll put that on the screen shortly. Yes.
Blazer, can I
Rashid,
give it to your people.
Just forward that. We'll read that. Okay, you have doubts. You have doubts. It's fine. Yeah, Ivan.
Can I come in? Okay. I think that let us try and set the record straight so that people will understand what actually happened. When somebody goes to court, and let's say the person put up 3 reliefs, specific reliefs, then you add any other relief that the court may deem necessary, so far as the whole contest or the case is concerned. So in that case, the court is granted, or the court is armed with that power, that prerogative, after looking through all the documents available, the court can make such pronouncement. And again, listening to Rashid Tanko, the kind of relief that he read, clearly the NDC was seeking for the annulment of the entire election because its credibility was tainted. And in the ruling, the judge made it quite clear and instructed the Electoral Commission to go and do credible elections.
Have you seen the ruling?
I'm telling you, now essence of it was read in court.
There was no
I'm saying that the judge.
It was a summary that was read. You don't even know.
No. The essence of it was read.
You are not the politician. You don't even know the process. I am on one side.
The meaning of this.
Rashid is on the other side. You don't even have any. What discussing this? He doesn't have any locus in discussing this because I am with Manti Yindam and he is with Wakapal.
So what I'm saying.
So you are supposed to listen.
No. You listen to your propaganda.
Allow me to go for
you're just making up propaganda. So the fact of the matter is that
why did you pass
the basis of this argument, the basis of this whole annulment hinges on the credibility of the elections. And that is what the court has justified. So I think what they should be doing now is to go to court, just like he said, to maybe stay and then go for appeal or prepare and go and contest in the elections. And that is it. But whatever the sort of propagandist kind of argument you're putting around, seeking to justify, because he made a point that the MP said he was not on the grounds, and as a result,
and this is what the lawyer said.
Listen, he said that the MP said he was not on the grounds, and that should occasion the annulment. That is such an infantile justification.
But the lawyer, I wrote from the lawyer.
No.
This is because the electoral on my joint online.
No. What kind of unnecessary heckling is this?
The interview you're talking about was not an affirmation by the lawyer that was what was deposed in court.
Yes, that would be.
You said speaking after the court's procedure.
Yes, the lawyer said that.
But I'm saying
the EC official relocated the collation.
What I'm telling you,
was it the argument in court? Was it the argument in court?
Yes, that's what your lawyer said.
No, I'm saying
that's what the NDC lawyer said.
There's a difference.
I listened to him. Aren't you a human being? Aren't you a human being? What kind of analysis is this?
Let me come.
No, you're supposed to do a reasonable analysis. You cannot just base your conclusion on this particular. I'm saying that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for somebody to say.
Just be fair.
Take your time. Take your time.
Call me a liar.
Take your time. Take your time. You see, the fact of the matter is that the mere fact that an MP or the candidate for NDC wasn't on the ground could not be a basis for the annulment.
But your lawyer said,
and that was not what was espoused in court. The credibility of the election was in doubt. The court justified it and insisted that the whole election should be annulled. And if you look at the reliefs, among all the specific relief that the NDC sought in court, they added that any other relief that the court may seem necessary, and that is what has been granted. So it will be a sheer advertisement of ignorance to sit on TV and tell people that, oh, they didn't ask for something and the court has granted it. That will be advertisement of ignorance. And you don't sit on TV and say that. And that is the point, because that is what he keeps saying, that, oh, NDC asks for annulment of 44, the MP asked for 44, and the court has gone ahead. That is a lie. You don't sit on TV and play what is a lie.
Okay, gentlemen, let me hear from you.
What is a lie?
Thank you, Blaise.
I'll give you the time.
For giving me the opportunity. It's like, from what I'm observing, definitely one person is lying.
Really?
That, yes, because every candidate had a polling agent at each polling station.
Yes.
They had their resource. So one knew that, or one definitely knows that he has lost. But because of maybe technicality or something, you want to annul the elections that people have queued to vote. Now imagine that someone moved from the north to the south, or south to the north to vote, and you are saying that because there is 41 disputed issue about 41 disputed polling stations, we should annul everything.
But mind you, in the reliefs, they're saying anything that affects the entire credibility.
That is what has been ceded to them. So,
don't you feel that if there's an impact on the integrity of the exercise, there'll be a rerun? Because mind you, in the CI, there's a provision for a rerun. Don't forget. In the law.
It will definitely, that's what I'm saying, that definitely one person is lying to us. Because you had a polling agent there. So you have your resource. So on what grounds are you telling us that you've invested campaign and coalition for 152 police stations, you don't have it? So I think maybe going forward, we should maybe be doing away with this polling pin sheet. Let's do it
develop a new system, you believe?
A new system. At the polling station level, you have your polling agents there. We all agree this is the figures that we declared at the polling station. Now it will go to a centralized system. Everyone will have access to it,
and we can all see.
Because it's like the election day, the night, people realize that, okay, I'm losing. Then let me just lose my pin sheet and go and cause confusion at the coalition center. After that, we'll go to court and use technicality to annul the results. So maybe I think going forward, that's what we should do.
Okay, interesting point there. Yes, let me hear you.
Okay, so me, I'll be neutral here. I don't want to stand anywhere.
You want to be neutral? Okay, let's see about that. Let's see about that.
Okay, so this is now an illegal issue. It's not a political issue because the issue is in court and we are dealing with the system. So the system must work. So the MPP thinks they have not been favored since they have won a huge margin, and they think because of the huge margin they should be declared a winner. And then this also have been favored because it's a fair, because they are going for a real one, and real one will favor either both of the parties. Because
who do you think that will favor? You want to be independent, but
I don't think I can have
I see you trying to.
I think he's hiding behind neutrality. Definitely, from all indications, because there's the notion that if you are closer to the national cake, the idea of you getting the cake sound is high. So the NDC candidate will definitely use that idea to campaign. And then from elections that we've observed, by elections, it's clear that the party in power ends up maybe.
So you're trying to say, because come on. Why wouldn't you just mobilize your people, go in there? If truly you have a grassroots group, just go into Pandai and just campaign for the MPP so you can win the seat back.
But we've not denied the fact that if everything is settled, we wouldn't go back there to contest.
Are you sure you're not scared? Because looking at the historical records, I mean, if you watch politics over the period, anytime there's a by-election and you have a ruling party coming through, marshalling all of its efforts and resources, that will give you that will give you a really tough time. Yes.
I'm not scared. Opposition parties have won elections. But the only thing I'm scared is that there's a new trend set by the NDC where Tagri has taken over our elections. So if you ask me whether I'm scared, that is the only aspect that I'm scared. If you've seen the video recently, just quite recently, I think about 2 days or so, where the NDC guys in Pandai are on rampage, tearing the posters of the MP, bringing the billboards down.
Just after the
sheer lawlessness. So if you ask me where my fear is going to come from, it is something like this. Because if an MP's issue is in contention, and there's a law about defacing. Even when you deface somebody's poster, it's a crime. But you have openly, and none of the NDC executives have come out to condemn it. Because if the issue is settled and the person is going back to campaign, he will need his billboards again. But these are the billboards being brought down. So that is the only fear I have, that they know that they are going to lose the election. So they have started preparing the grounds for Tagri to make sure that people will get scared not to come out there to vote, so that they will take advantage of the situation. But lastly, I think when the likes of, this is the second time I'm having issue with Rashid Computer, when his likes come on stations, they should speak responsibly. The fact that his NDC director of IT, he's now an appointee of government. So when he's talking on the basis that taxpayers' money are used to pay him. For one to come on air and speak recklessly that the MPP is very good at rigging elections without producing any evidence, I want to say that
But you just said the NDC was known for tagging.
Sorry?
You just said the NDC was known for tagging.
Oh, but there's evidence to it. I've pointed to billboards being destroyed.
You know, you're the political party.
You see, bless
anyway,
you didn't exact him to any standard of producing evidence. I have mentioned.
Same way I give you a leeway on tagging.
Is evidence enough. What they are doing recently in Pandai, I just told you that destroying billboards, is that not tagging enough?
Okay, I don't want to go into the political question. Look, this is what I want to do. Many of you have been questioning Rashid Computer on the reliefs. We have that. Let's put that on the screen so at least everybody has a view of that. Look, a declaration that the parliamentary elections held in Pandai on December 7 was void, first of all, by virtue of irregularities and inconsistencies contained in Form 8A, Regulation 3.2, that's 32, Clause 7, 39, Clause 2, statement of polls for the office of the Member of Parliament, the pink sheets, and 41 polling stations out of a total of 52 polling stations in the Pandai constituency. A declaration that the irregularities, oh my goodness, the irregularities contained in Form 8A, Regulation 32.7, and also 39.2, in terms of the statement of polls for the office of the Member of Parliament, the pink sheets, and of course the total polling stations in the Pandai constituency has extensively prevailed and reasonably affected the results of the elections held in the Pandai constituency on the 7th of December 2024. a declaration that, and this is where you have to pay attention to, Awal. Yes. Look at the D, because that settles the issue. A declaration that the non-compliance with Regulation 43 of the Public Elections Regulation 2020 CI 127 affected, quote, and I'm quoting that to you, the entire results of the parliamentary elections held in the Pandaya constituency on December 7, 2024, thereby rendering the said results as void.
Okay. So the Regulation 43 of the elections is saying that you do not unanimously move.
That's not what I'm asking. Well, I'm saying that you are talking about the release. I'm talking about the release.
I'm saying, I'm coming.
Because if you send a relief to court, the court can stand on that and grant it or either dismiss it.
We argued that this did not occasion any.
That's your argument. I'm talking about what the court granted. You made a case that the court granted what was beyond.
Granted. I'm saying
no. You were clear.
This is the charge sheet.
While ahead, just hold on. I asked that question. I'll give you the time to respond. You were clear that the court gave beyond what it could give.
Yes.
And I'm saying that here's a relief that someone has sent to court, saying that, quote, the entire result of the parliamentary elections.
We are not. Yes. So the relief, he says,
it should be void.
Okay. So he said a declaration non-compliance with Regulation 43. What is Regulation 43?
No, I'm saying. What about the case?
Why will you roll that?
Well, I'll give you the time. I'm just saying.
You ask me, and I'm speaking, and you have also interjected.
I want you to pay attention to the word. Entire results.
Yes.
The entire results.
Yes.
It's part of the relief.
Okay, so I'm coming.
Yes.
A declaration that non-compliance with Regulation 43 of the public regulations of CI 127. That regulation is saying that you cannot move the collation center without without the involvement of the other parties. Now, that was his argument, that indeed it was moved, the electoral commissioner moved it without him. And we argued that in the room that the collation was done in Tamale, his youth organizer was there. So that this one has not been breached.
Whatever the
so I'm saying that the deed has not been breached.
Yes, I'm saying whatever the argument, a court has effectively made a ruling and granted the relief that the person.
So that is why I'm saying that we are in court now.
Okay, right.
We are in court now.
Okay, let's do that.
To argue, we are in court now.
I get that.
To set aside what the court had done.
All right. Okay.
So that's it.
Ivan, do you think the NPP would win if there's a rerun?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, because I think the incumbency advantage will definitely play in NDC's advantage. And looking at the posturing in the position and the way Awa and his people are talking, I'm not sure they'll be able to convince anybody, because even with the relief that has been that were being sought in court, it's quite clear that the person called for the annulment, and his argument is that this particular relief does not contravene the CI in question, but the CI is a tall document enumerating a number of regulations as to how an election should be conducted. Because I think, as communicator, we must acquaint ourselves with the fact instead of coming on, rather than coming on TV and be saying things at the behest of our personal emotions and stuff. Okay. If you acquaint yourself with the fact, I am not sure we'll be making such argument. Right. These relief were sought in court, and the court, after examining all the facts available, including the pink sheet, because don't forget that the credibility of the pink sheet were also in doubt. Even the machines, the verification machines were even in doubt, because according to reports, some of them were even tampered with, and it were part of some of the argument that people were making. So it's a whole lot of relief and argument that were in contention, and the court, after examining all these things, came into a conclusion that while the integrity of the election was tainted, and for that matter, I cannot allow this election to stand. If you have doubt, you can proceed to court, just like he is saying, and then have your day in court. I don't know if you're able to convince the court, maybe they can stay.
Okay, we need to talk about Afenyo-Markin. Let me give a minute each to, let me start with Rashid Computer, and I'll give you the last take on that. Rashid, so going forward, in a minute, what should we expect from the NDC? Rashid, are you still with us? Yes.
Regulation 43 has nothing to do with what you have just said. You see, I've been telling my good friends in NPP, please take your time and read the electoral laws, and then you will appreciate it. There's nothing like what you have just said in Regulation 43. Regulation 43 is about procedure in collating parliamentary results.
Exactly.
The procedure is there, and that is very clear. Declaration and publication of parliamentary election results, how it is done. The A is talking of assembling all the polling station results. And I mentioned 2 forms. You remember I initially mentioned 1C and 1D. Then you put it in 1C, all the results. That is what we do at the collation center, one after the other, polling station by polling station, until we get to the 152. Then the totals are now taken out and put on 1D, which is a summary sheet, after which we are all satisfied. Then we sign the 2 forms. Then they give us copies. After we have given copies, then the returning officer now announces the results that so and so has won. That is the procedure for collating parliamentary. That is what we call Regulation 43. And so it's not about where it is sent to Tamale or no, there's nothing like that.
D.
It is not. Read
nothing. The D.
So please, don't be confusing the people.
43 is the entire process. I have committed everything.
There's nothing like where you are sent to collation. No, Regulation 43 has nothing to do with collation center.
43D.
It has nothing to. It's talking about the procedure, how to do it, the collation, and that is why we say it was not done. This process was not done. There was a violation in it, and therefore it should be nullified. And then so we are okay. I'm telling you that we are prepared for the election. We are on our way to the constituency. Our teams are already there working. I'm only appealing to my colleagues. They should also come. But you see, we will defeat them hands down. We will defeat them like how we defeat them in Akotia. Okay. But we wish them well. If they want to come and join us in the campaign, look, it will be very peaceful. Let me promise them. It's going to be peaceful. The process will be peaceful. Nobody will be hurt. Nobody will be attacked. And I can assure them it will be very peaceful. Okay. If they want to come, they are welcome.
Right. We need to talk about Afenyo-Markin. So let me give the last word to Awal on this.
The judgment is a politically procured judgment. And we are upbeat that when we go to court, we will set it aside and the results will hold. And he will win. In case it doesn't happen, as I told you earlier, that the people of Kwandai know that they trust Martin Yindam and they will vote for him because they voted for him when NDC was in government in 2012 and he won with over 2,000 votes. In 2016, NDC in government, he still won. He did not really win with us winning. MPP had never won that seat from 1992. But Martin Yindam, with his personality and the way they love him, we are upbeat that he will win. But this one, we know that it's a politically procured judgment, and the court will set it aside and it will continue to be a
but just to state that that's the view of Awal, Mohammed.
That's the view of the MPP. The MPP, that's our position.
And it doesn't reflect the opinions of some of us here in the studio?
Yes, no, that's our position. That's the position of the MPP.
I mean, just to be clear,
that's our position. The position of the MPP is that
I get that. I'm not faulting you for that.
Procured judgment.
Yes, but
and we know that the court will set it aside.
Yes, but for the sake of the records and the fact that I represent the organization, I'm just saying that the multimedia group in no way is saying that the judgment of the judge in the court is politically procured. So that's our disclaimer on this matter. When we return, we'll talk about Afenyo-Markin. The Speaker has now referred him to the Privileges Committee. The minority says Afenyo-Markin is being targeted. Do you believe same? Send us your comments. We'll read all of that and more. This is Prime Insight. We'll be right back. The conversation continues, and I'm sure that many of you online have been sending us your comments. We'll read them shortly here on Prime Insight. This is what I wanted to do. We still stay on Parliament, but this time around, a special focus on the minority leader, Afenyo-Markin, who's now being referred to the Privileges Committee. He attended an ECOWAS Parliament session, despite the directives from the Speaker that, look, there's a delegation, and that does not include the minority leader. So the minority in Parliament says, look, it appears there's a grand scheme targeted at the, the minority leader, not just from within Parliament. They say that the Attorney General is also targeting Afenyo-Markin. But is it really the case that Afenyo-Markin is being targeted? I want you to, first of all, watch some of the proceedings and we get into the issues.
This Parliament's delegation, as constituted by our resolution, went to Port Harcourt and they met the Honorable Afenyo-Markin, Alexander Kwamina, sitting there and refusing to give way as directed by this Parliament. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Afenyo-Markin Alexander Kwamina was at that session of the ECOWAS Parliament, attended that session of the ECOWAS Parliament in clear defiance of a resolution of this Parliament. In clear defiance of a resolution of this Parliament. That is why, Mr. Speaker, I have cited the provisions of Order 31-0, which says that any act or omission which affronts the dignity or authority of Parliament, Mr. Speaker, and let me emphasize, authority of Parliament, any act that affronts the authority of the Parliament of Ghana or produces any such effect constitutes contempt of Parliament and a breach of parliamentary privilege.
Honourable members, having reviewed the complaint, the standing orders, and the governing principles, I am satisfied that the matter raised prima facie implicates the dignity and institutional integrity of this House. Pursuant to Order 34-1, I therefore refer the matter, the complaint lodged by the Honourable Member for Boko Central and a majority leader to the Committee on Privileges and Immunities for examination, inquiry, investigation, and report to the House. The committee is directed to 1. Ascertain the relevant facts giving rise to the complaint, including the action taken by the House and by the Honourable Member concerned. 2. Review those actions taken within the framework of our standing orders and the applicable protocols of the ECOWAS Parliament. 3. Determine whether the conduct, if established, constitutes contempt of Parliament or a breach of privilege under Orders 30 and 31A. And 4. Make appropriate recommendations to the House for its consideration. I urge the committee to discharge its mandate with diligence, impartiality, and decorum, ensuring that all parties are given a fair hearing. Until the committee completes its inquiry and responds to the House, and reports to the House, I advise honourable members to refrain from public commentary on this matter.
This petition came exactly one day after the minority leader led our side at the Appointments Committee to expose the NDC's government dishonorable attempt to secure parliamentary vetting for the then Chief Justice nominee, Paul Bafuboni. And this is retaliation. The immediate withdrawal of the Privileges Committee's petition. It is gross abuse of process and an affront to justice. A public apology from the Speaker and majority leader, to ECOWAS and to the people of Ghana for the international embarrassment they caused.
This Parliament's delegation.
The demands are quite far-reaching. A number of them actually beyond just the fact that the process ought to be reversed in favour of Afenyo-Markin. The minority is now saying the Speaker ought to apologise to the ECOWAS Parliament instead, and that's the position of the minority side of the House. I mean, what do you all think about Afenyo-Markin, by the way? Let me put that to the audience.
Yeah, thank you. I think the majority leader and the Speaker were in a haste to intimidate the minority leader. And in doing so, they have brought a huge embarrassment and disgrace to the whole country. In fact, they have violated the international law. We should ask ourselves, has Honorable Afenyo-Markin died? Is he dead? Has he resigned? So on what basis are they trying to change him from the ECOWAS Parliament? Are they trying to remove him from the ECOWAS Parliament? With this, I think the Speaker and Majority Leader has to apologize to the ECOWAS Parliament because they brought a delegation here, a mission here to even solve our Parliament this nice. And it's very worrying. Whatever they are doing, whatever scheme or agenda they are doing to intimidate Honorable Afenyo-Markin will not hold. And Afenyo-Markin will keep on exposing them. They should be prepared. Because Honorable Afenyo-Markin will keep exposing them.
How on earth is being a member of an ECOWAS delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament a birthright or an entitlement?
But the ECOWAS of their act, Article 18.3 defines the exclusive grounds upon which a representative seat may become vacant. Then there's a death, written resignation, certified incapacity, resignation due to incapability, or removal by ECOWAS Parliament. By ECOWAS, not by Ghana Parliament.
Certified incapacity?
Certified incapacity.
Yeah.
Sorry, incapacity. Incapability, yes. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, incapability, or removal by the ECOWAS Parliament. And I don't think any of these... so, on what basis? The Speaker and Majority stand on to remove Honorable Afenyo-Markin? That's the first question that we should ask. This will show you that the Speaker in Parliament, our leaders in Parliament are abusing their powers. They are using their powers to intimidate the minority. They should know that Honorable Afenyo-Markin will keep on exposing them. He will expose them on the lithium deal. He will expose them on the sanitary pad. He will expose them
you feel it's an attack?
After this petition came a day after the minority refused to engage themselves in the vetting of the Chief Justice nominee, Justice Paul Bafuboni. This very petition came a day after.
A day after that.
Citing that this.
But mind you, the petition was sent way earlier by the majority leader.
But it was raised in Parliament after. So and what to say is this.
No, but just to set that context.
The Speaker is now saying the MPs should not be making public commentary.
Yes.
What's scared? What's in there that he's scared that it to be reviewed? If the MPs are to make public commentaries about this, in fact, we will hear a lot of things. They will reveal a lot of things that happen in Parliament.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's a gentleman behind you. He wanted to make a point. Yes.
All right. So I think the character of Afenyo-Markin is becoming unbecoming, and there is a need for him to be put under control. Because currently, if I were to be a member of the NPP, I would be very much ashamed. Because right now, Afenyo-Markin is making the NPP to look very much unattractive. Yeah. Because we, the youth, right now we believe in diplomacy, we believe that in composure and all of that. But since he lost the majority seat, he has lost composure, he has become his utterances, his behavior in Parliament.
In what ways?
The comments he passes and the attitude in which he displayed by virtue of going to the ECOWAS without being a part of the delegation. It's not good for our international reputation. Think about, is it good for our international reputation? What image are we sending out there? And these are matters that we have to be concerned about as a country. If we have a problem and you feel you have not been treated well, have been removed from the delegation, you could have solved that here before. Don't you think that would have been the best?
Are you sure the NPP members will agree with you to say, by saying that Afenyo-Markin is making the NPP unattractive?
Yes, I am speaking on behalf of the youth of Ghana as I stand here right now.
Yeah, but I'm asking you very quickly.
This is the relative. Listen. Let me surprise you. I listened.
NPP members will agree with you.
They would agree with me because they are saying when you look at the attitude of former Honorable Chairman, sir, when you look at his character, he has so much respect. People respect him everywhere he goes because of his character. But now, people do not even want to associate with the NPP. because Parliament has been reduced to a concert party. Afenyo-Markin is always throwing jabs here and there. So it's a matter of serious concern. And I think my brother here, Awal, must also advise their majority leader, because the NPP is becoming...
Minority leader.
God forbid. Yeah. Minority leader. They must advise him his character.
Anyway, yes, this.
Yeah,
go ahead, yes.
All right, so I think that I just have one statement to make here on this very matter.
Yeah.
I think that this is a deliberate attempt to tarnish the image of the minority leader. I just want to ask, what argument has the majority leader so far has been able to do on the floor of Parliament since they assumed office?
You've been asking this question ever since we started the show. Is it that are you saying you've not seen anything at all?
He is rather not helping his side of Parliament.
Really?
Yes, because
so all the government businesses that were laid before the House, you don't see anything happen?
It's a deliberate attempt to tarnish the image of the minority leader because of how his arguing, matters in Parliament. So I think that it's a deliberate attempt to just tarnish his image. And
you don't want to look at the fact that, here's what the Speaker said. Look, there's a delegation being sent for an international, assignment. And you've been asked by the Speaker who leads Parliament to say, don't go. Whatever the case, you'd respect that first, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but he still went.
But is it not a right? Exactly.
Yeah, he's a member of the ECOWAS Parliament by virtue of being a member of Parliament in Ghana first.
But sorry to
no, let him land. I'll give you the opportunity. Are you done?
Are you done?
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay.
Blessing.
Yeah, I'll come to you. Yes.
The majority leader is beginning to behave like a player who is unable to match Ronaldo and therefore has resorted to pulling his shirts and kicking him. This is the majority leader who I can say without doubt is not raised the bar to the standards of those who've succeeded, like the Haruna Idrisus, the Bagbeans and the like.
Come on, on what basis are you saying this?
On the basis that, look, if you look at what's happened prior to this whole thing, they added the name of Honorable Patricia Piaget, and the woman said, I won't go. She wrote openly that I won't go. And my leader is the one who is supposed to represent. And just as he read,
who determines the delegation for Parliament?
Just as he read, there are conditions.
Who determines the delegation for Parliament?
I'm building a point. There are conditions on the ECOWAS Parliament upon which a seat can become vacant. Let's ask ourselves, which of it has happened? That's the majority leader will so determine that these are the people, or this person should be there and this person should not be there. If Honorable Apiede has refused to go, it means there should be a replacement on the side of the minority. And it is not, who determines that? It's surely not the majority leader who determines that
speaker,
either.
Right?
No, it's not the majority leader who determines.
I'm asking you a question. Who approves the delegation list? The speaker runs that. Yeah.
I'm answering your question. The minority decides who will be part of.
That's not my concern. I'm saying who approves the delegation list for who's going to represent Parliament in a supranational organization.
Without that, I want to assume it should be the speaker.
The speaker, right? So if the speaker says you can't go, you shouldn't be there.
Speaker, I'm building that.
Yeah.
Gradually.
Yeah.
So for this petition to happen now that the minority leader should be taken out, I believe if Parliament has something to talk about a shame being brought on it, it should be Koyo who has brought shame to Parliament.
But that's not the point.
Not the minority leader, rather.
The point about
so if there's someone
the
to be
directives of the
referred
speaker,
to privileges committee,
the speaker has made a directive as giving a delegation list. Even if you want Afenyo-Markin to be on that list, don't you feel that you must first obey, go negotiate, or perhaps talk to the speaker on changing the list?
And per the petition, the majority leader has written. I have not seen the petition, really. I must add.
But he's spoken on the floor of the House as to why he's done that. He says he found Afenyo-Markin there.
Well, they are now going to determine the case. And I have no doubt that this is just targeting of the minority leader to try to gag him, because he's somebody they are unable to contain. So far, he has lived up to the bill. And he's saying, once again, this guy just said that he's speaking for the youth.
Well, how should that be your concern? Make your point. You don't determine somebody's designation. What kind of unnecessary distance is that? If you have decided to be a youth, what's your problem? Make your point and go and stop this unnecessary thing.
Yeah, but he wants to speak for the youth.
What's your problem? What's your problem?
On behalf of the Ghanaians. He's a Ghanaian.
No. You make your point and let him make his point. It's as simple as that.
But some others have sent him to
tell Ivan to tune, and there are words used which are unpalatable.
No. I'm saying that make your point and let him make his point. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Just land on your point.
Are you the host?
I was making my point.
Just land on your point.
I want to tell this guy behind me unequivocally that we are very proud in the minority leader. As MPP members, we stand by him. We acknowledge what he's doing. He has lived up to the billing. He's holding the NDC accountable, and they're feeling very uncomfortable. It is for no reason. Look, the majority leader is being bashed by his own people that he's very dull. He's unable to match up to Honorable Afenyo-Markin.
That's why
and therefore he has to raise the bar. Clearly, everybody has seen the distinction of how excelling the minority leader has been so far. And every MPP member supports him, and we encourage him to do more for us.
Okay. So thank you for giving me another opportunity. So the minority leader granted an interview with Afenyo-Markin and made mention that he is the third deputy speaker for ECOWAS Parliament. So, and then it's like anytime he's asked of that question, he tends to say that when the time is right, I'll give my submission. So because we may not be able to get his side of the story, it will be extremely erroneous to say that he's wrong or right. Because now that he's a leader there, it's possible that he may not even go in the capacity of Ghana Parliament. Maybe it's a leader, so there will be provisions for that.
But ECOWAS is a sub-regional body. You cannot go without having locals. I mean, you must represent a Ghanaian institution for that matter.
Okay, then definitely he would definitely have a reason for going. So I think we should wait for the committee to come up with decide, But as to what my brother said, that the MPP is it's not attractive or something. I think it shouldn't be the case. If you don't belong with them, don't be making suggestions for them. If you are here in the capacity of, let's say, I'm here as NPP member, and then from what my minority leader is doing, I don't like it. You can express it that way than representing a bloc that it's like anonymous bloc.
But he wants
anonymous bloc to make such statement.
Let me hear from you.
Blessed, I'm a believer of multi-party democracy, and I think that that is what the 92 Constitution envisions, just to give us the opportunity to do intellectual analysis on our progress and our collective welfare. So I think that is grounded. But in recent times, I think Parliament is morphing into a sort of a laughable entity that is becoming so unattractive. And its dignity on a daily basis keeps going down. Because if you do a survey and you ask Ghanaians how they perceive Ghana's parliament, I think the kind of feedback you get will be shocking. And I think that it is incumbent upon the Speaker of Parliament to work hard to sustain the credibility of that particular institution. Because today, if you sit on TV and we watch what is happening in Parliament, you might begin to think you're watching either a comedy show or some kids behaving in a classroom in the absence of their teacher or sort of. It's so embarrassing to watch Ghana's Parliament as men who are supposed to be of higher conviction disgrace themselves on TV based on a certain argument and that kind of thing that they do. So for me, I think we need to elevate the bar to a certain level where the average Ghanaian will begin to have some sort of respect, because you see, they are there and people take a lot of inspiration from Parliament, because these are people who lead this particular country. You cannot just go there and transform the place into some sort of whatever you want to call it. For me, it's very embarrassing, and I think that the weakling stance of the Speaker fear might be the fueling element in all these things, because I don't see Babin to be a very hard person, because I think that his posturing has allowed some of these kind of posturing, the kind of...
You feel he's not cracking the...
Oh, no, because last he indicated in Parliament that they are embarrassing themselves because they cannot expect the general public to respect them when they don't respect themselves. For instance, during the approval of the ministers, you saw the sort of thing that happened when they engaged in a fight and some people were throwing chairs here and there. They never even apologized to the people of this country. Don't you think you owe the people of this country an apology? All these things have passed, and there has been several instances that we can sit here and catalog. You see,
in the case of Afenyo-Markin, because of time.
I'll come there. Okay, on the case of Afenyo-Markin, I don't blame him. The sort of unruly kind of attitude and character he put on is because of what is happening, because that is the culture in the house. And you cannot blame him. His conduct is one of the many in the house. Because when you're watching TV and you see what is going on in Parliament, I feel embarrassed. And I find it very uneasy to sit on TV and watch proceedings in Parliament, because you might not even know what is going to come next. You understand? So for me, I don't blame Afenyo-Markin.
So if the Speaker, you say, should start cracking the whip, you feel he should start with Afenyo-Markin because the majority leader has now petitioned?
Oh, they can start from somewhere. It could be the Afenyo-Markin's case. But for me, I think that the general perception majority of Ghanaians have about Ghanaian Parliament is not good at all, and they need to work on that. On the side of Afenyo-Markin, for him, he thinks that being in opposition, that is the sort of way that he can prove himself. Yes, he's being held by his party, but for me, I think that belligerent posturing and those sort of language that he has been using in Parliament does not appeal to the minds of people. Because you see, we've gone past the 1992 politics where grandstanding, that vulgar language will win you vote. Today, the young people of this country are very assertive. They are intellectuals. So you need to convince them with valid arguments.
Do you feel the MPP should remove?
Oh, I think his belligerent posture is rather dragging the MPP into the other side. It's the reason why they keep losing numbers in Parliament.
I read political science first degree, and I'm a student of politics and history. So if you want to see, because today we have a TV, Parliament has a TV where you can watch, but go to YouTube. The young man, he can go to YouTube and check J.H. Mensah as opposition leader in Parliament. He can go to YouTube and still watch Alban Bagbin as opposition leader between 2001 and 2028. He had done far more than what Afenyo is doing.
The Speaker has spoken. He says he wasn't behaving.
I'm coming. I'm just giving him the cause to go and watch. I'm saying that he should just go and watch Alban Bagbin as a majority leader.
Yes, I'm saying
he can go to YouTube and watch. Next week he can come back here. I'm saying that whatever. It's his videos against what he's saying. So he should go and watch the videos. That is one. Two is that the chronology of event is that on the 22nd of July, we're in this country, when we heard that Afenyo-Markin has been removed as our representative to ECOWAS. Yes. And he has been replaced by the deputy. The deputy wrote officially to the Speaker and said that you don't create divisions in our ranks. When there is a committee or anything, you speak to the caucus and they present the person they want to represent. And that has been the convention from day one when we joined ECOWAS. I'm coming. That has been the convention. So why do you replace me with my boss without telling the caucus? She wrote to the Speaker on the 25th. Now, ECOWAS Parliament was waiting for our lists. Because we do not present anyone from our side, we know that our leader is still the third speaker, deputy speaker. So we kept him there. Then Mahama Yarga wrote to ECOWAS Parliament to change Afenyo-Markin. ECOWAS Parliament also, they know what happens in this country because they are also part of ECOWAS. So they also wrote and rebuked Ghana that you cannot allow a majority leader to write.
Which letter?
It was on the 25th of September. A letter by ECOWAS Parliament on the 25th, 20th to Parliament of Ghana.
Are you sure about that? I've not seen that.
I'm sure about that because the press conference you covered yesterday, Madame Aprej refers to it.
Okay.
She referred to it, that there was a letter. Then they said they wanted a letter from either speaker or two deputy speakers to affirm that indeed it has been changed. And that is the reason he went there without a change. So they were not even sworn in because there was no official letter from the speaker to ECOWAS Parliament to say that indeed these are our representatives. So you see, the thing is that they cannot contain Afenyo-Markin, but will not change him. He's the best for us, and we will not change him. And what he is doing, we like it. You cannot cow us to submission. What they are doing is to just look at what the Speaker has said when he was doing referring. The Speaker made prejudicial statement. I don't see Afenyo-Markin getting even justice, because he said that what he has done is a clear affront to the authority of Parliament. So it's a prejudicial statement. He has already pronounced him guilty.
So let's see what the outcome will be. Grateful to you, gentlemen. Awal Mohammed, a member of the National Communications team of the New Patriotic Party. Ivan Kyei, youth activist, joining us here on the show. And to my studio audience who had wanted to take their last bite, but we ran out of time. Thank you all for watching. Apologies we couldn't take your comments. We'll see you next week. My name is Blair Zugan. Enjoy.